D&D and Warhammer again. When people actually show up, from what I've guessed, labeling this just chatting actually seems to get people to join in. But it's kind of hard to tell when someone's joining wearing this shit. So I'm just gonna mess with this until someone actually comes in. Oh god. I'm sure someone's gonna come in like an awkward moment where I'm just like chatting to the camera and no one's here, and then it's just gonna be like the most awkward thing to explain, like that. Like, I know my audience well enough to know the kind of comments I get, and the people who just join these lives and have no idea what's going on. Hey, I know who you are. How are you doing? Typing, I see. Or I assume. I actually have to sit a decent bit away just so I can actually see. Well, my Tyrannid video is finally up, so that's finally good. So, if you haven't watched that, watch it. Because, I like views, and, I also like the money I get from views, eventually. I don't actually make money from my videos at the moment, which is somewhat surprising, considering that I have a daily upload schedule of like 2 to 3 videos at the moment. Oh, damn. I actually should clean my room at some point because I'm not going to show it on my camera, but my storage is currently my floor. Like, this is just sat next to me for no reason. I just have this in my room at any given moment. I don't need it. I haven't needed to use it for like a couple months now. It just is here. Yeah, I do need something to cover up the wallpaper that's kind of just left here from the people who used to live here, but that's something eventually. I could actually like maybe get a shelf and stick my Gundam boxes on there because I've got a few good-looking ones. Or I think I have some like 40k stuff I can hang in the walls. Oh god. I probably should at some point. Honestly, my data plan is actually good enough where I can actually like go out into a forest or something and stream. Because I live about like a 5-minute walk from a forest. I have a stick in a specific spot that like no one goes to that I use for like a wizard that I made for use for like filming some wizard shit that I have never uploaded that I could actually use to make a full-on like wizard video. My only issue is I really don't want to bring like a stick from the forest into my house. I would stream with a green screen and this on, but it's very hot in this. Like, it's a thin material, but this shit is made from like bedding. If you want to realize how hot that actually is. Like, I am currently like doing this live. 1 second. In shorts because of how hot it is. Hello, confused stranger. If you've probably read the live name, I'm talking about D&D and 40k stuff. If you haven't, hi, I'm Demonlord. I make 40k gaming and D&D related shorts. Yeah, I'm assuming this is weird for you as well. Because I have a window right across from me I could just open up, but don't really want the background noise from that, and I really just don't want to figure out where to get a fan because the room I'm in at the moment, it only has 4 plug sockets. My PC would be using 2 unless I got an extension cord. To be fair, that is actually fairly true. You are one of my joke writers. Although most of my shorts are like completely ad-libbed, which probably shouldn't be, but scripting a video every day is a fucking nightmare, so that's a no. But yeah, this room is like absolutely like horrible because I literally have like with my like game consoles, I have like two different extension cords set up just so I can actually have them all plugged in. Which is probably a fire hazard, seeing as I've got them sat on top of a wood like thing. But yeah, yo, thanks for that person. This is kind of sick. It's a Warhammer 40k Tech Priest cosplay that's also doubled as a wizard thing. It's one of my many nerd things I have in my nerd cave. I actually have a Keyblade like right across from me from Kingdom Hearts. Do not know why I own this still. Yo, thanks very much. Hi, Helen. Is that thank you for coming into the live. My name is Demonlords Dungeon. I mainly make D&D gaming and 40k related shorts. Kind of just talking about whatever. Also, just showing off my Keyblade that I own randomly. I don't know why I own half the shit I own. Genuinely, I have no idea. That definitely landed upright. Oh, I'm doing good, Eva. How are you? My face is covered because I'm a faceless creator. Also, I kind of just like the look of a wizard with a dark, kind of gaping hole instead of a face. I'm not the one who's made multiple warlocks who are all like demon descended or some shit. Though then again, my characters are a lot more chaotic than yours. He is currently. To be fair, you did make a lot of like hexblade warlocks, or at least warlocks. A lot of warlocks. Because so did I, but you know that's a different thing. Fair point. Honestly, next. I'm just saying you could be pretty edgy as well. Hey, I love wizards. Okay, I like me my wizards. And preferably when I could go a bit unhinged with my characters, because let's face it, I do go unhinged with my D&D characters. I do not know who Tommy Fury is, but I'm assuming I sound similar to him, which I am. Is he like Tyson Fury's brother? Because I know the name Tyson Fury. But yeah, no, genuinely, when it comes to my D&D characters, they're a bit unhinged. I mean, I'm currently, well, not even really playing D&D at the moment. I'm playing Pathfinder. And I made a wizard, and one of his first interactions with another party member was essentially thinking that they were offering him sex. So it was just like, yeah, no, that's 20 silver if you want to do that. Okay. Okay, I could just tell from like the words you're using, knob goblins, that you are British. Okay, to be fair, that's a little bit less unhinged than my normal D&D characters, let's face it. I mean, I have made multiple cannibals at this point. And one of them used somebody else as a weapon. Both are acceptable, but I want to say a moth magician. I don't know. I feel like every group kind of needs that one slightly crazy guy, and I'm just it. Honestly, I think there was a time when we actually did, like, in my group, roll for penis size of the joke, which was a bit funny. Oh, thank you, fellow Doomscroller. My name's demonlords Dungeon. I mainly do like D&D, TTRPG content. Also, occasionally talk about like 40k and gaming. I don't really know how I can play a game of D&D like this. Recently I did do a video where I talked about the idea of maybe doing like a live stream when I'm playing a campaign as playing a warlock character and making my chat my patron. Oh, hi Slanksy. Yes, I remember you. Nice to see you back. But yeah, the idea of like a warlock with chat as a patron is both pure chaos and something that I don't think my group would let me do. Although it would be fun. You, wait, I think I have my dice set like right in front of me, but I'm not sure if my camera would pick it up. Oh shit! Someone left a comment on one of my videos. That's nice. This is a tech priest robe. It literally was kind of made for an old tech priest cosplay. See, 40k tabletop is currently stealing his money stealing habit. When we know they do D&D campaign in 40k thing. Yeah, there's actually a 40k tabletop RPG if you want to play it. There's quite a few, but the most recent one out is 40k Wrath and Glory. I haven't played it myself, but I do want to try it. It's pretty good. You can play as you can play as Space Marines, Orcs, Eldar, Guardsmen. I believe there is an expansion for Tau and what's it called? Crew. But I haven't actually played it myself. I do want to, but like I could probably get like at most 3 people in my group to actually play it, and I really need like maybe 4 or 5 to actually run something good with it. Yeah, 40k, especially from what I hear now, is really hard to get into, especially with the fact that the tabletop is so heavily dominated by Space Marines that it's kind of hard to even play games, even if you get past the money barrier, because everyone's playing Space Marines to such a large extent, especially in 10th edition. Oh, sorry, what was this? Yeah, Plastic, I'm doing good today. Like, I personally play Custodes because they are, like, the budget army and they are pretty good, but it really sucks that, like, it is such a high barrier to entry to get into 40k. I mean, unless you have, like, a 3D printer, which, again, on its own is, like, a couple hundred, you're gonna be paying loads for a box of minis, like... Yeah, I'm hoping 10th edition kind of sorts itself out once we get some of the other codexes, but I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of people have is currently the fact that the 40k line of miniatures is full of Space Marines at the moment. And if you've heard of the Space Marine tax, it sucks. Because, like, Space Marines have, I think at the moment, like 200 active sets. When, like, factions like the Eldar, the Orcs, are, like, running miniatures that are, like, 30 years old at times. Yeah, and the thing is as well, like, I'm a I'm pretty sure as well, I might be wrong with this, but GW also did a thing where like they made it kind of harder for like shops like that aren't Games Workshop owned to sell miniatures at like a more reasonable price, which really sucks as well because, you know, that is another good option to buy it, but you've really got to look around for good prices. Yeah, that's also my problem with factions like the Orcs. Like, at least the Tyranids, they don't really have characters in the same traditional sense, but they do have a lot of them. But then you've got the fucking Orcs, and all they have is Ghazghkull. Like, yes, I get it that somebody like Tusker Demon Killer can't really exist in tabletop, but maybe write in Orcomedes, or do something else with the Orcs. Give them some like other big commander characters other than just Ghazghkull. Because like, as much as I love Ghazghkull, he's kind of boring on his own. Yeah, I think the Tau have Shadow Sun, Farsight. I can't remember the name of the other commander. And I believe there is like one or two named Ethereals, but I might be wrong about that one because I don't play Tau. Oh yeah, the Votan Warmaster, I completely agree with you with the Votan. They've been out for 2 years and have no novels. Like, what the hell is up with that Games Workshop? They Yeah, the Votan literally only came back 2 years ago from the squats. And it sucks that for a faction that in the lore has been there since the 70s, which to be fair was retconned in like, I want to say either the 80s or 90s. I might be wrong with that. So please do correct me if I'm wrong. And their big return, other than like their codexes, there's no lore for like the Votan. Like, I believe they don't even have many mentions in like some of the other factions' books. Yeah. Do you know what we also need? A refresh of the Eldar line, because they're like a few X-Archers and Phoenix Lords who don't even have new models. And I'm not the biggest Eldar fan, but I feel like Eldar fans were shafted with the Ynnari books. Although I'm also going to say this, I'm not the biggest Tau fan, but something I think the Tau need is to have more aliens that are playable in their army, because the Tau are essentially the Covenant of 40k. And they do not have like a wide variety of aliens you can put on the table. You have like the Kroot, the Vespids, I think that's what they're called, and the Tau. Like, at least give them rules to, I don't know, play some guardsmen or something. The Tau are essentially just the Tau, and that's it on the tabletop. Yet they're meant to be this coalition of other alien species. Where the fuck are they? Honestly, I don't feel like the Eldar deserve that much like shit. The Drukhari, on the other hand, definitely deserve it. Yeah, the Kroot models are kind of. I mean, we got like a refresh of the Kroot, but that's mainly also, I believe, they were targeted towards like Kill Team, which honestly, if you want to get into 40k, I'd say play Kill Team. Yeah, exactly. Like, they recruit loads of species and there's nothing. Like, I'd at least want to take like an optional rule to let us play guardsmen in a Tau army or something like that. Yeah, exactly. Like, because here's the thing: as big as 40k is, there's very few Xenos we actually really know a lot about. Like, for example, I think the Harad are like one of the only Xenos groups we know of that actually have like a decent bit of official art. And yes, I know like the Imperium more or less genocided a lot of Xenos and stuff, but still. Yeah. I mean, you weren't playing Tau back in, I think it was 6th or 5th edition, because I remember hearing back then they were absolutely broken. Although I believe the Grey Knights were worse back then. Oh, was it 7th or 8th they were broken? Oh. But I honestly might get back try Warhammer: The Old World because I'm a fan of Warhammer Fantasy. I actually really wanted to run a campaign either with the Warhammer Fantasy RPG or the Warhammer Fantasy, what's it called? Or just run it in D&D. But I found it really hard to try and do that because of Warhammer Fantasy as a setting in general. Like, as much as I love Warhammer, and I do actually like Warhammer Fantasy quite a bit, the setting does not lend itself out to a tabletop RPG very well. Yeah, I didn't play much of 9th edition. I wish I did, because like I hear 9th is definitely considered a lot better than 10th, and I know a lot of people at the moment are playing a lot of 9th instead of 10th, at least near me. I mean, maybe like 10th edition will improve as we get more codexes, but that's going to be a while. Yeah, that's what's. Not Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar does have its own tabletop game that's called, I think, Soulbound, Ghost Recon. But there is an official Warhammer Fantasy tabletop RPG for the original Warhammer Fantasy. And honestly, there's elements of Warhammer Fantasy I like the Skaven. I like a lot of the nations and how they're written. But because of how large the world is, with like stuff like the Border Princes, Telia, Araby, all of that, and the fact that pretty much every race kind of hates each other, or at least hates another race so much that it's kind of hard to make a party. You can't really make a like Warhammer Fantasy style like roleplay thing easily without like kind of restricting yourself. Yeah, I would have played the Total War games, but like they're not on console, so I have to actually get a PC that can run them, and my PC is basically non-existent. Like I more or less have a tower and like a bunch of outdated parts in it. You know, I never realized that the Skaven are just the deathcore. Yeah, I know. You need like a monster of a PC to actually fucking run like the Total War Warhammer games, especially free. I mean, I could always play Dawn of War, but yeah. To be fair, I've been trying to get into RTS games, but the only one I really played much of was Halo Wars, and I'm not really the biggest fan of Halo, so it was hard to get me into that. And like my friend who played it was I played it with was just one of those people who rage really easily at games. Like I'm the opposite. I rarely get angry at games. Okay. SPL. I will explain why I'm not a Halo fan. So I had Xbox 360 for like most of like the 360 era. I did play a lot of games, but I wasn't playing much of Halo or at least much multiplayer of any games back then, due to just the fact that like I didn't have Xbox Live at the time, which kind of lessened my like attachment to Halo. And two, the fact that like I never really played much of Halo to begin with. So when I did play more of it, I just wasn't really as interested because, you know, I played a lot of other first person shooters. I played a lot of very similar kind of settings to Halo, and it just never caught me. It's like, I'm sure if I got into it back in the day, I would have loved it more. But due to like when I got into it, I just don't think I'll ever really get into Halo. Yeah, I wanted to get back into Battlefront 2 as well. I tried it like for a bit, but just never got like too into it. What about Mass Effect? Yeah, that's the same. I never played it back in the day. Like, I want to play the entire trilogy, but I think as well the fact that I've already kind of heard everyone bitch about like the whole ending of Mass Effect 3, the free colors thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I grew up mainly playing a lot of handheld games, and like when I did actually get into playing more console games, I really don't. I think I played like a lot of more licensed games and shit. Like, it wasn't until I got my Switch, I'd say, that I actually played a lot more of a mix of games, which is kind of odd. What? Why has your grandma played Mass Effect in the first place? I want to know the story behind that. Like, I'm sure it's probably too much to put into like the comments on a YouTube live. What the fuck they call this thing? Is it a shorts live? I have no goddamn idea what this is meant to be called. But yeah, surprising. That is so funny. Honestly, I wish I could get some of my older family members to play video games more. Like, my mom rarely plays games with me, and like we played Mario Kart and Mario Party before, and with each other, and that's kind of it. And I wish my parents got more into gaming because, God, would it be funny to just see my parents playing some games. Yeah, I actually do need to look into this, like whether like the watch hours from this counts as like watch hours on a normal video. I wish I had more love for PlayStation because again, I mainly had my first experience with a PlayStation was the PS2, which I only had for like a few years because I was born in like the early end of the early 2000s. So like by the time I was actually playing more video games, we'd already moved on to like the Wii and 360. And like the most games I remember playing on the Wii were like Just Dance, and I didn't play much of my 360. Honestly, your dad sounds based. My parents didn't really get me into too many franchises. Like, I think I think I've said this on a short before, but my family weirdly didn't let me play Pokemon for a while. And the funny thing is, my family aren't like hyper religious or conservative because I'm in the UK. That's not really a common thing here. But for some reason, as a kid, my mom just wouldn't let me buy a Pokemon game or get one for me. So it wasn't until I was about 11 that I actually bought myself a Pokemon. Hi, Eshel. How are you? But yeah, I was about 11 when I bought myself my first Pokemon game. It was Pokemon Omega Ruby, and that was literally the first time I played Pokemon legally. Oh, yeah. But I will say, they did get me into playing a lot of platformers because I remember some of the first games I ever got were like Mario and also some like really weirdly generic RPGs. Oh, I think who's Shion? Yeah, thing is as well, my experience with Pokemon was just an odd thing in general. Like I played Omega Ruby. I don't think I've ever played X and Y. I skipped the original Sun and Moon, and then I came back with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon due to the fact that I actually got I didn't have 3DS for a period of time. And then I had Violet. Oh, right. Let's see. SPL. What did I? What do I game on currently? I have an Xbox One that I really only play like Guilty Gear on, and occasionally like Fortnite. I have a PC that I need to actually like completely swap out the motherboard, RAM sticks, pretty much everything in the PC I need to swap out. Who's Go on? And then I have a Switch that yeah, more or less I have a PC case. But yeah, I also have a Switch that's where I play most of my games. And give me a second to just show you my Switch library at the moment because I do have to admit I have a lot more games than I should on there. I don't have like a speaker or something I can play music on, so I'm just gonna quickly like run off and grab it. Yeah. Not sure if you guys can see me or not. Yeah, God. Okay, you can't. Right. Also, if you're wondering why my Switch looks like this, it's because I'm using a Split Pad Pro because I find it more comfortable. But yeah, this is like my Switch library. I have too much shit on here. This isn't even everything. But generally, like, my library is quite mixed. Like, let me just take out some of my physical games I own. Like, I played Persona 5, Bayonetta Origins, Tears of the Kingdom, Metroid Dread, Smash, Mario Kart, and a shit ton of other shit. Yeah, that's my issue of getting a PC. It really is going to be like a bit of money just to like get something that's even decent. And a part of me does want to get a PC that I can at least stream on to some extent. You know, I think I actually lost the link to that one, Lupin. So I might need you to resend that to me like a DM or something so I can just keep it saved. Yeah, Persona 4 Golden is probably the one I like the most out of the ones I played besides 5. 3, I might get some hate for this, but Persona 3, I'm not the biggest fan of, just because nothing in it really stuck with me other than like Mitsuru and Yukari. Like, more or less. You do a lot on page for me at the moment. You know, what I might do is I'm currently living in the UK and we have a shop over here called CEX, so that's pronounced sex. I'm not joking, look up their ads. And I was thinking of buying like a GPU from there because I've seen like some pretty good high-end GPUs for a decent sale. Also, hi to anyone who joined. My name's demonlord. I talk about D&D, 40k, gaming, and whatever. This is just me talking with you guys for a bit until I get a message saying I need to charge my phone. But yeah. I want to meet your grandma now because if she's played Persona 5 and like telling you it's peak, I want to know what kind of old lady is like that. My grandma's 6 feet under, and yeah, she wasn't exactly the most interested in gaming and shit, but this I feel really sad about this because like I remember being really annoyed about this, but when she passed, she said she'd buy me a Skylander, and I was really annoyed she didn't end up buying me it. Yeah, I really hate the fact that Nvidia is like one of the best things to get if you're doing content creation because like I have the opinion with gaming that graphics are not as important as you think they are. Genuinely, you can have a game that doesn't have great graphics and still have a good game. Like one of the things I point to is the fact that it's like look at Last of Us Part 1 on the PS3 and then look at the remaster on PS5. They aren't exactly two like they don't look too different, but they're still great games. SPL, your grandma sounds like she's a fucking cosplayer. Like, I could see her cosplaying Commander Shepard, and I don't know why, but that's fucking funny as hell to me. Oh god, got a rebelch. Like Grandma Shepard. Ollie, I'm thinking of what I want to do for my next cosplay. Like, I'm between doing either an update to this Tech Priest costume, which I'm not going to put the full thing on because if I wear the gas mask, you're not going to be able to hear me. Or I was thinking of, again, this would be a lot more effort, and I'd have to like get someone to 3D print the stuff for me. But I'd love to do a Helldiver, but then again, I don't want to support Sony. But you know, Helldivers do look cool. So, you know, there's that. Faust from Guilty Gear is another cosplay I'd love to do. You know, this thing's titled Warhammer and D&D. Let's talk about it, and I haven't really talked about that much in this entire time. I don't really have like a mannequin or something I can show you it on, but yeah, here's the gas mask. It's not too detailed. It's literally like what I picked up off Amazon for like $20. But I can show you. Give me a second. I have these goggles that have LEDs in it that light up for the eyes, that are admittedly held on by blue tack. I am not joking about that. I literally have bits of blue tack and LEDs that are just currently stuck in the eyes. And if you give me a second. Yep, chat, you can see what I mean. This honestly does look cool as fuck, but I should have gotten them in blue. Yeah! Although I kind of want to get red LEDs and just stick them in here just for like an eyes glow meme. Yeah. Also, these may be like stuck in by blue tack, but I can surprisingly see unhindered. They are like literally right in front of my eyes in a way where like they block very little of my sight. Although I'm not sure if it's just the camera or if this one generally is just brighter. But I'm looking at the camera. It seems like this eye is just like brighter for no reason. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I bought these from like a steampunk thing off Amazon. I'm not entirely sure because it was ages ago. My only other cosplay I have with me at the moment is King from Tekken. This is a Jaguar mask I got for it. I would show you like the full King cosplay, but I am not taking like 2 minutes to walk off screen to put on a suit and a Jaguar mask. Probably, yeah. I feel like I would look edgy with the red eyes. Okay, yeah, okay, wait. It's not Tessen. It's Tekken. Tekken. Sorry for like the actually there. It's a fighting game. It's absolutely wild if you've never heard of it. But yeah, King is basically a Mexican wrestler who wear the Jaguar mask on his head. And funny thing about Tekken, every character in Tekken speaks their like native language. So King's Mexican, but he doesn't speak Spanish or Taco Bell or whatever you want to call it. He makes Jaguar noises. Although 40k as a community just makes me laugh because as dark and as edgy as Warhammer 40k is, To quote Russian Badger, we are just a bunch of shitters. Yeah, like Warhammer fans don't take the lore so seriously. Yeah, I don't really want to like call them out on stream. Also, I'm pretty small, but yeah, I feel like Major Kill is one of like the kind of more weird 40k creators to talk about. Because on one hand, I do see like his niche in the community of being like the guy who simplifies things down, but I feel like his recent content is like really just speculative or just being like, well, which one of the Primarchs is good at this, or what are the Primarchs, blah blah blah, where he's just kind of like retreading over the same information. Yeah, yeah, he really does do that quite a bit. Like he did address it in like 40k memes that are that are like memed about that aren't actually lore accurate. And okay, yeah, that I died. 1 second. If I'm not saying he's a bad creator either, like I just generally think like he's definitely fallen off a bit, and I'm not sure if he's deleted the community post about it, but there was the thing with him and Wes Hammer that was so stupid in my mind. Like he was literally like pointing out that he literally just said like Wes Hammer covered similar topics to him and like had like 1 or 2 similar thumbnails. It was like, oh yeah, he's just copying me and stealing my ideas, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, he has made similar like things to you, but he's not copying your content. He is covering the same things that you have. Yeah, like literally, Wes Hammer was just making like the same 40k videos everybody else does. Do you know what the only thing Major Kill had a problem with? Was the fact that he used like a similar thumbnail. But here's the thing: Major Kill has made so many fucking videos, it's insane. Like Major Kill has like 4 or 5, like does 2 or 3 uploads a week. Well, Wes Hammer does like 1 to 2 a week, maybe, and like a couple big ones a month. And like he puts so much more effort and quality into his videos than Major Kill. Not to like diss Major Kill. But yeah, like that drama was fucking stupid. Yeah, he did like a bunch of videos as well where he was like, why aren't 40k channels popular? And then like he was dissing on a bunch of 40k channels. Like I will admit Arch Warhammer is a bit of a 40k creator who, if you like his content, you like his content. And I definitely see why he hadn't gotten the biggest audience out of the 40k creators. But the man does some really in-depth deep dives. Are you going to say 40k theories, or are you going to say Astarte is anonymous? Because I know you like both of those channels. I feel like I should do like the mocking thing, but you can't really see much detail on my face with this. Let's see. Astartes and then its peak. Yeah. Also, something I want to say about 40k as well, this is more towards Games Workshop, but can they lighten up on their like copyright shit? Because I really feel like TTS got cut down right at its prime. And like like a lot of these 40k fan animations and fan projects are what drew people into 40k. Because I'm gonna be real, how I discovered 40k was memes. Yeah. Like I absolutely love Kitten. Yeah, like I also feel like 40k is one of those things where it's kind of fun to put a few memes in, but as long as you make sure that you're not saying, yeah, that's lore. Like I think orcs are like the worst thing to talk about in 40k just due to the fact that as fun as they are, it is so hard to like talk about orcs because of the amount of memes there are about them that sometimes even as like a person who knows a lot about the lore, knowing what's a meme about orcs and what's not a meme about orcs is fucking hard at times. Like, I think we all know like the story of the guardsmen pointing guns at orcs that ran out of ammo and just shouting bang, 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 and then killing them. When like, yeah, that's not canon, but I know a lot of people believe it is. Or like the whole thing with the war, it's really confusing as to what are the extent of what orcs can and can't do, which is just confusing. Oh god. Although I feel also with 40k at the moment, it's kind of hard to talk about it without talking about Space Marines, especially in the side of novels, because as much as I love some of the 40k novels I've read that aren't about Space Marines, because because I absolutely love this novel, and where is it? And even though it's technically about Chaos Marines, I love this novel as well. It seems like 40k at the moment is just focusing on Space Marines too much in terms of novels. Like 45% of the Black Library's output is Space Marines. I've not heard of Live from the Black Library. Oh god, I feel like I'm just gonna stand up for a second. But you know who the really good D&D... I feel like I should talk about some D&D creators because we've been talking about 40k for a while. Let's see. Yeah, D&D. Probably one of my favorite creators for that is Zeboshi, or however you pronounce his name. Like you know it, right? Zebashew. That guy, Zeboshu. I think that's how you say his name. Zeboshi. I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation. I really do like his style of D&D content where it's short, informative, but he still throws in a good bit of jokes and really does also kind of just make me think, God, I could really, really be creative with like this shit in the game and see how much I can break shit with. Because I mean, he's the reason I know about Fabricated, how strong that can be. Luckily, I have not applied that much. Only one thing I can recommend if you play Warhammer is if you have a demon army and you become a DM, fucking use Warhammer demons as part of your army just to like fucking as like as miniatures for like demons or something in your campaign. Just fucking hilarious in my opinion. Although I want to say I did want to try something with this stream, but I didn't have the chance to, which was setting up OBS so I could actually stream gameplay and maybe do talking as well. Like I probably would have used my PNG tuber form instead of this because God, am I sweating my ass off in this. Although that's part of the reason I want to get into Warhammer Fantasy at the moment, just because like I can, if I ever play D&D in person again, because I haven't played it in like ages except for like one or two one shots, I would love to just use some Warhammer miniatures for stuff, so I can just be a bit lazy and indulge in Warhammer Fantasy. You know, two birds with one stone. Also, something about this costume. It has a pointy hood, and the reason is because it was originally like it was altered from its original design. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the back is velcroed because of it wasn't intended to be a full-on robe. So now it is a moo, which I love. Also, I did not realize I've been streaming for a fucking hour. Oh god. Yeah, like any questions you guys have? Fucking do not mention that thing in my chat. That is for me to mention in my videos to mess with people. Like I have to admit I have like messed with my audience quite a bit. By the way, hey, anyone who's just tuning in, my name's Demonlords Dungeon. I do a lot of videos on D&D, gaming, Warhammer, anime occasionally. But yeah, one thing I kind of do in my shorts is I've occasionally left like little references and nods to like degenerate things to just see if I can catch out my audience, and then like when they ask about it, I just pretend I don't know anything about it. Like if you know who Rance is, I put like Rance in a couple of my videos, and I've never acknowledged who Rance is. And I've just been like, oh, who's Rance? I've never heard of Rance. I just saw this picture of an anime guy and decided to put him in my videos. And like so many people genuinely like reply with, you sure, dude? You don't know who Rance is? And then like when I try and ask them about it, they're just so cagey about talking about it, which I just love. Oh god, I'm just fucking yapping at this point, aren't I? Although, hi lurkers, thank you for lurking. Really nice to interact with two of you. Did you guys want to see me put like the king mask on? Because I feel like anyone just randomly scrolling on shorts and seeing this would be would just kind of come in just to see the craziness. What, Rance? Because I fucking wanted to throw Rance at people, you know? I'm just gonna quickly stick this on, just look away from the camera. Also, this thing is fucking annoying as hell to wear. Right? Like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but currently the mouth is basically where my mouth is, so I can actually speak clearly. And my eyes are currently seeing through the nostrils, so I can barely see shit right now. Okay, you want me to hit king pose? Yeah, fucking hell. It does not look nearly as impressive when I'm wearing this fucking robe. Oh god. Yeah, I'm sure this is messing with so many people. To be fair, I'm built like a fucking noodle anyway. Like, look at this. Look at this. I have no muscle, more or less. I am a skinny motherfucker. Also, hi, people who just joined. Don't question this. Seriously, do not question this. My streams have, I've noticed, been quite random. Very random indeed. Okay, yeah, and it's now just you two, so I've scared people off with this, so that's fun. Oh shit, I've nearly like streamed a full hour. I think I might just keep going till like the hour ends, and then like depending on, you know, if more people kind of oh, sorry, one second, I'm just gonna take this off again. Yeah. Oh fuck. Yep. Yeah. I'm back. Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, like I'll probably stream until like the hour ends, and then like if there's not really many people left, I might just, you know, end it or keep going for a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't mind sticking the mask on with the hood on. Mm. Take your screenshot. Oh, sorry that you have to go, man. It was lovely having you in stream. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you can actually check out some of my normal content and not just whatever the fuck you would call this. Yeah. I'm actually planning to do a big kind of Warhammer badly explained video soon. that will be coming out either in the next few days. I've just still got to edit it a bit. I'm also waiting on a clip from another creator who mainly does D&D stuff, so that will be fun. Oh god. I try to go live on like Fridays and Saturdays, and occasionally Thursday nights. It's really like whenever I have like free time and I'm not editing or gaming with friends. So yeah, I'll try and stream frequently like Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays, but that's no guarantee. Thank you. Honestly, if you get a chance to look at my shorts, look up some of my recent 40k stuff. They are basically just me explaining the lore with a bunch of shit posts in it. Which, to be fair, is 40k lore in general. I mean, let's face it, 40k lore is 50% shit post. Oh god. Oh, yeah. Okay. By the way, hi, whoever just came in. Sure, you're not going to say anything in chat, but hope you're enjoying what you're seeing, because I'm enjoying this as well. And you have a good night as well, SPL. And now it's just you and I. Yeah, I mean, have you fucking read the orc books? Like, I can't remember the name of the one it is, but like 2 orcs literally just take down a fucking titan with just themselves on the squig, which I found hilarious. Oh god, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you, man. If you're just gonna be lurking or sticking around. And hi, everyone new who just came in. My name's demonlords Dungeon. I mainly talk about 40k, D&D, gaming, occasionally anime, whatever the fuck I feel like. Yeah, this stream I'm mainly just talking 40k and stuff. So yeah, if you've got any questions or anything, just like shoot them out. This is a Tech Priest cosplay from 40k. I'm not wearing like the mask and stuff I have for it because I actually want to be heard and I actually want to be able to breathe. And if you're wondering why I'm just not showing my face, it's because I do other videos as well and I want to remain faceless for the time being. That, and I'm fairly sure like very few people watching this will actually recognize my voice. I don't exactly have a noticeable voice. If anything, I get mistaken for people all the time. Okay, yeah. So anyway, with like when it comes to 40k, I want to say my favorite faction is probably the Custodians. If you're familiar with 40k, like I absolutely love the golden armored banana boys, just for the fact that they are literally just the Giga Chad meme personified. Like I'd say that their peak male performance, but you know that's really been changed in the lore, which I'm kind of chill with. I don't really see the point of people bitching about it. But yeah, I generally like most of the Warhammer factions, with the only faction I really don't like at the moment being the Dark Eldar, because they just feel like such a nothing faction, if not just there to be edgy and have fights with other factions, because like they're fucking useless in my opinion. Like somebody may disagree with me on that, but generally I just don't see like much of the Dark Eldar being necessary. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other factions that could replace them. But you know, that's just the thoughts of a random guy on the internet who has no sway over Games Workshop. I mean, I have like 1,000 subs and like 4 people watching this at the moment. So yeah, I have like no impact in the world whatsoever. But hey, at least you know I got 4 people paying attention to me. That's fucking cool. In terms of D&D stuff, my favorite class is the wizard. You could probably guess by the fact that I'm wearing a fucking robe, which is surprising because I rarely ever actually play wizards. Like, as much as I love wizards, in D&D I just don't really play them often. But like, wizards are fucking cool. Wizards are awesome, you know, like, wizards are what you should strive to be. This is what I look like under the mask. JK, like, I'm literally just, I don't know. I'm wearing a ballet. You can't see my eyes occasionally, but that's kind of really it. Kind of trying to stick to being faceless creator. I can see with this, like, my eyes are exposed, but I could literally just cover my entire face with this thing because the material is like, 1 second, like, it's see-through enough where, like, I can still read chat by just, like, getting really close. Oh, I'm good, Grizz. How are you? Didn't realize you tuned into this. Second, get some espresso for your depresso. God, I fucking hate that I just said that. Yeah, right. Well, God, what are they even fucking rambling about? I don't fucking know at this point. Honestly, I'm surprised I've been doing this for an hour straight. I really don't get how I've been able to keep people engaged for that long. I guess people just see the robe and are kind of interested in all the mystic shit. But I'm pretty sure my video quality is ass. But, you know, like, fucking other people have ass video quality. I'm looking to actually play through the entire Dark Souls trilogy soon, except Dark Souls 2. And I'm also planning to play Elden Ring soon. I just don't really have any plans to play it at the moment. Oh, that's fair. I mean, my videos aren't for everyone, and if anything, like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Also, I'm surprised I'm able to make the videos I do because I'm literally making shorts every day. And I actually have been asked by people, like, do I sleep or how do I actually get inspiration? Oh, thanks, Peyton. Yeah. Um, the thing is, I literally just think of most of my videos like either a day or a day before I make them. I record them literally in about, the audio takes me about 20 minutes to record, give or take, depending on what video I'm making. And then it takes me about like 30 to 20 minutes to edit it. Like, my morning routine for work is, right, I wake up, I have about half an hour to get ready. Oh, I absolutely hate the sound of my voice. But I literally have half an hour in the morning when I wake up to get ready for work. In like 20 minutes of that, I record my video. And then I have to walk about 10 minutes to a bus stop. And then I have to ride like a bus for about an hour to get to work. And during that hour-long bus ride, the first 30 minutes of it, I just edit my video on my phone, upload it, and that's it. Honestly, I hated the sound of my own voice for a while as well when making videos, but it took me a while to just get used to hearing myself. And I think part of what like made it hard for me to hear myself was the fact that I didn't like how I sounded and it just didn't sound like me. But as I've gotten used to making videos, I've realized that that is what I sound like a bit, and I've just gotten used to hearing that voice. Also, I want to get back into doing like more anime and gaming themed videos, but I just can't really be bothered to do it. Um, I don't really have any game studios or games that I can review, but at the moment I'm working on a Bayonetta 1 review, and I will admit I absolutely love the Bayonetta games. Like, I have played all three main games plus Bayonetta Origins, which I'm still currently finishing. And Bayonetta, in my opinion, is one of like Platinum Games' most underrated series. If you've never played it, it is basically their take on DMC, but if you've not really seen it. Oh, shout out some games or studios. Platinum Games generally make some of my all-time favorite games, and almost everything they put out is a banger. Like there's only a few games from them that I'm not the biggest fan of. Um, some games as well that I'd shout out. I really like Another Crab's Treasure. That was the indie that came out recently. I really recommend playing that if you like Souls, like a Soulsborns. It's also really accessible if you haven't really tried those before. I absolutely love the Shovel Knight games, Shovel Knight and Shovel Knight Dig. Not to mention all the stuff that's included in Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. I'd really recommend playing those games if you haven't. Yeah, Platinum really is just going crazy right now. What's another studio I really like? Way Forward has also made a lot of indies that I like. Off the top of my head, I really like River City Girls and what's it called? Shantae. I love the Shantae series. And if I could see, is there anything else I'd point out? Yeah, if you like Warhammer 40k and want to try a 40k game, I really recommend playing either Space Marine, the original, because honestly, it's a good game on its own, but you really need to play it with a controller. Um, Space Hulk Deathwing, it is a bit of a monster of a game, but it is really fun with friends. And I'd also really recommend Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun if you're a fan of boomer shooters. With my only issue with the base game, because I haven't played the DLC yet, is the fact that for a 40k game, it doesn't have too much variety in enemies. Like by the time you reach like I want to say the last 7 or 8 levels, you've basically encountered every single enemy, and there's no unique bosses or anything. Like every enemy type you will eventually see elsewhere in the game. My favorite genre when it comes to games is a bit hard. Like I played a lot of platformers, but I feel like RPGs are some of my favorites, specifically kind of JRPGs, because I absolutely love handheld gaming. This is my Switch with a Split Pad Pro on it. And for me at least, some people may disagree with me on this, but I feel like turn-based RPGs are the perfect games to play on handheld consoles. Because I just find it a lot easier to pick up and play a RPG when it's on a handheld. So yeah, that's probably my favorite genre. But I also like a lot of Metroidvanias and roguelikes. Those are up there for me in genres as well. Roguelikes, I think the 2 games that really got me to play roguelikes were Hades and Dead Cells. Dead Cells really combines a lot of Metroidvania aspects into it, and Metroidvanias I've loved ever since I played Metroid Zero Mission on an emulator, and I basically played like every 2D Metroid game, a lot of the 2D the Metroidvania Castlevania games, and I've loved games like Hollow Knight. I'm still waiting for Silk Song, and I know like it's a bit of a meme at the moment to say like, oh, Silk Song fans are going crazy having to wait 5 years for a game, but Metroid Prime fans were waiting 8 years for Metroid Prime 4, so it's not that bad. But yeah, what's some of your guys' favorite games or game genres? There's actually only a handful of genres that I either don't really play or not really a fan of. No, Undertale and Hollow Knight are kind of 2 different things. CRPGs, I'm not familiar with that term. Uh, you're really gonna have to like give me an example of a CRPG for me to probably like know what you're talking about. I feel like I know what you're talking about. It's just I probably never heard the term. But yeah, no, Hollow Knight and Undertale are 2 separate things. Undertale is I guess it's a turn-based RPG. I'm not really sure what you'd classify Undertale's gameplay as. But yeah. Hollow Knight is more of a separate kind of entity made by a completely different team. Oh, those kind of RPGs. I absolutely love those. KOTOR. Yeah, I love those. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't had a chance to play it due to my PC not really being a PC at the moment. But yeah, I really like the idea of just games where you can really make so many things happen, and just the fact that you really feel like your decisions actually impact the game. Because a lot of times when you play a game and it gives you a decision, it's like you're not really making too many changes. Like I think about the Telltale Walking Dead games and how a lot of the decisions you make in that game kind of don't really change too much overall. And like that might like sound like, oh, I don't really like those games, but it does feel like in a lot of games when you have a choice to make, it doesn't feel like your choice really matters too much. It's why I love Fallout New Vegas so much, in the fact that, like, other than the fact that you can't really stop all three factions fighting, you never really have like a set path of how you want to go do things. Like, if you know what you're doing, you go straight to the New Vegas Strip from like the first 5 minutes of the game, and like you're never really tied down to like a specific option or route to go through with that game, which I love. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a full-out New Vegas meat rider. But yeah, I do love CRPGs. But let's see. Fuck, God, I was going to say something, I just completely blanked. But you know what kind of genre I'm a bit sick of at the moment? And I'm sure this is mainly just due to the fact that, like, I'm seeing a lot of them being promoted at the moment, but just like cozy games. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good cozy game. But God, does it feel like everyone and their mother is putting out a cozy game right now? Like, am I the only person thinking that? Like, is it just me, or are there a lot of cozy games out right now, or just coming out? Oh, God, God. So, do you guys have like a favorite franchise you'd love to see return, or like that hasn't had a game in a few years that you think should get a new game? Because I definitely feel like with certain companies like Capcom and God, actually, Capcom was like the first company that came to mind, that like they have a big franchise and do nothing with it. Like, there's a lot of games and series that I feel like could use a new game or new entry in it. Like, I know a lot of people would love to see a new Turok game, or Darksiders. I hear a lot good about Darksiders, but I've never actually interacted with the series. I've heard a lot about Darksiders. I actually got it confused for a while with Darkstalkers, because like that's a game series I know a lot of people would love to see return. Because in my opinion, it's like one of Capcom's best fighting games, and it inspired a lot about other fighting games. Is Darksiders like a hack and slash? Because I feel like it's a hack and slash, or an action game. Uh, yeah, that's shit. Wait, what the fuck did I just do? Oh God. Oh fuck. God. No, fuck. Oh yeah. Um. Hey everyone who's just joined. My name's demonlords Dungeon. I mainly make shorts about D&D, 40k gaming, kind of whatever I really feel like talking about. So yeah, shoot me a question if you feel like it. If you're wondering what the robe is, it's a 40k tech priest cosplay that I kind of also use the wizard costume. Because wizards are cool, motherfuckers! God, I regret doing that voice. Also, I know this like material's thin as fuck, but I can't tell if I'm sounding like muffled or not to you guys because, you know, I'm hearing myself talk. You know, I feel like that voice put people off. Although I feel like the 360 era is, I feel like some people might disagree with me on this, like where like I feel like gaming really started to peak or like hit its stride. Like I know a lot of people may like kind of disagree with me on this, but I feel like the 360 era is really when gaming started to take shape. Like we got some of like the best franchises and like some of the most innovative games around that time. Like, you know, we got Fallout New Vegas, we got BioShock, we got the Soulsborne, start the Soulsborne series. We got so many other games that were so impactful in the 360 era, and it was just so crazy. Like, I feel like online gaming now would not be as great as it was if it wasn't for like how big Halo and COD were back then, and just the quality of a lot of games from the 360 era. Like, I do definitely agree that modern gaming is a lot better and we have some absolutely amazing titles, but I feel like the 360 era is really what kickstarted like modern gaming and its quality. So any more questions, guys? Because I'm thinking of cutting the stream short soon, but I'm happy to answer like any questions you guys have. Not about that. Um, okay, if you want some indie games, I recommend Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. It's I think goes for about £35, but it's probably reduced now due to Steam Summer Sale or whatever. It's a bunch of like indie platformers. I absolutely love them. If you want to try a Souls-like or Souls-like game, I recommend Another Crab's Treasure if you haven't, or Lies of P. They're both absolutely amazing games. If you want to try a hack and slash, if you have a Switch, I recommend picking up the Bayonetta games. For FPSs, if you haven't tried it, I recommend Ultra Kill. And for turn-based RPGs, I'd say pick up Persona 5. Persona 5 is fucking amazing. I mean, it's better than fucking Call of Duty, but you know, I mean, that's not saying much. I'm sure I probably triggered someone by saying like fucking Call of Duty sucks. Okay, yeah, I recommend picking up either like Persona 5 if you like RPGs. If you like hack and slashes, maybe pick up the Nier games. Another Crab's Treasure should be on PS4. Although I say if you have like old gen hardware, look at indie games because so a lot of really good indie games are currently releasing still for like the PS4 and Xbox One and are absolutely amazing in my opinion. And I feel like indie games are just like so much more interesting than like big AAA games. And okay, yeah, my phone's giving me a battery warning, so I'm gonna end this here. Thank you all for watching. This was really fun. It was nice seeing you all come here. If you liked talking to me or just seeing me, check out my videos. I mainly do shorts. I am planning to do some more long form videos. And have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. Thanks.